How's it going? So you may recall from the last video that I went about round 2 of the accountability vlog, and that has now reached a conclusion. And it reached a conclusion when, in a frenzy, over the course of 48 hours, I ate about 7 or 8 cakes. And so here we are, and I'm calling round 3. And this is what can happen. You get very excited, very motivated, you have a strong sense of purpose, and you apply yourself on something, and then the Cookie Monster shows its face. In my case, it was the Cake Monster. But because I was so in alignment with my truest self, even though the Cake Monster arose within me, I'm able to take it with a light heart. And from this station point, going into round 3, I'm that bit more aligned than I was when we called out round 2. So you've every reason to be optimistic when you get clear on what it is you want. You take action. Okay, if you had a blowout of whatever kind, you've every reason to be optimistic because you're that bit more in alignment. So I'm using my videos as a tool to consolidate my learning, because as I impart to you the things that I've learned, I consolidate those teachings for myself. So I use it for that and to regroup. So I mentioned in the last video as well, it's about catching the wave. When the inspiration is there, take action, even if you don't see how it fits with your current state of affairs. Your excitement is what shows you that it fits. So trust your life. If you trust your life, you've nothing to worry about. You'll have what you need. I believe that I can have everything that I need. I might not necessarily get everything that I want, but I can have everything that I need. And if I don't have it, then I must not need it right now. And I trust my life in that way. How do you pursue a dream without caring whether you accomplish it or not? How do you do that? But you see, that's the juice, that's the sweet spot, when you're in pursuit of your truest self without caring whether you get there or not. How do you do that? How do you bring about that state of mind? I think there are foundations. You want to build upon a solid foundation, and for me, that solid foundation is health. So let's start at the basic level, your body. Start there. And I'm sorry, but if you're smoking, it's staring you in the face. You can start right there. If you stop smoking, I promise you, so much is going to change for you. The only thing that is stopping you is you. You've got to make, not smoking, and that applies for any addiction, you've got to make going without more important to you? It's got to become more important to you. The only reason we do anything is because we believe it's going to bring us closer to pleasure than its opposite. So you have to catch yourself in the moment as you're having the thoughts, because the ego personality will make you believe that you're missing out on something. So whatever addiction it is, whether it's smoking or whatever, when the craving arises within your body, there will be an internal dialogue, and the internal dialogue might be, go on, there's no harm in it. It's the seducer. So strengthen the other voice, the counter voice that reminds you that going without is actually more pleasurable. So you can start there. Round 2 for me involved going gluten-free and wheat-free, and I found that it can work for me. It's a permission slip. I don't care even if it's a placebo. I don't give a shit, frankly. It's my permission slip that gives me permission to be more of my true self. I feel that my thoughts are clearer and that my brain is functioning a lot clearer due to going gluten and wheat free. I've lost weight, I'm more ripped, my six-pack is coming back, and I find it fun. I find it fun because for a long time I thought wanting a six-pack, that's not spiritual. And I'm a spiritual man. I've let go of that. It's about you being you and you doing what you want to do on your journey, on your path, because you can never actually change the world. You can only change yourself, because there is no such thing as the world. And I'm going to leave a link if you want to investigate what quantum physics has to say about that, because it could very well be, and I believe that this is what is going on, it could very well be that there are multiple realities. There is no time, there is only now. And when I move my hand like this, I'm shifting through billions of parallel realities. Billions of parallel realities per second. So you're everywhere at once. You might be thinking, what the hell am I going on about? Okay, well, I'll see if I can explain what I'm going on about by using the analogy that I often use of a computer game. Now, when you buy a game, let's say Mario, all the possible moves that Mario can make are on the game. Okay, on the game, on the image sprite, Mario is everywhere. You plug the game in, as in being plugged into physical reality. We're using this as an analogy. You're plugged into physical reality, and all the possible moves that are relevant for the theme that you wanted to explore when you incarnated into physical reality, all the possible moves are already there. So you're actually everywhere at once, and you're moving perfectly still. Your consciousness is shifting through different versions of yourself. So the Mike, the you that watched round 2, that's a different you, that's a different Mike. I'm the Mike that already knows that gluten and wheat free can work for him. And he feels better in his stomach. He doesn't feel so bloated. He's already at that frequency. So when I made round 2, when you watched round 2 4 weeks ago, the you that you are now was a reality. And you've made it manifested now. As you're watching this now, I've made this version of Mike. I'm looking through these eyes of this Mike. This was a potential reality at round 2. So it beggars the question, because we're going to go for round 4 at some point as we regroup. This beggars the question, what is possible for us both? What is possible for us both? And why not? We have the dream, what we would prefer to be. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. And if we go off the page, if we fall off the wagon, let's regroup and learn from it. But let's go for it. Apply everything that we have. And it always reminds me of the KRS-One quote. You know, KRS-One, the hip-hop artist, he said, hip-hop isn't about having more. It's not about having more and having Rolex watches and Porsches and all those kind of things. Although, if you want to experience physical reality and abundance, go for it. If you want to experience that. Evolution is about inclusion, not exclusion. So it's not about going around and judging other people and laughing at them because they want to drive a Ferrari or whatever. Yes, we can observe somebody and say, there's an entity that has become his car because he's attached to his car or being attached to the six-pack or what have you. That's different from being judgmental. Gone off on a total tangent again, and I've got to work my way back to it. So, yeah, having the dream and going for it. And knowing that manifestation isn't about bringing about something that's way out there. It's already there. It's already there. You've just got to match its frequency. Now, sometimes people ask me to recommend material that they can go away and read. So I would recommend this book, Power versus Force by David R. Hawkins. And he has a very interesting graphic. Just take a look at this. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to leave the graphic anyway down below in this video. So all the frequencies are there. All the frequencies, right from miserable, I'll go up, miserable, evil, hopeless, tragic, frightening, disappointing, antagonistic, demanding, feasible. Having that mentor, having that role model, something to aspire to, someone who has already done what you're setting out to do. And for me, when I was down and out and I wanted to end it, there was a part of me that knew, yes, it's feasible that I can change my beliefs. I can become a different person. Other people have given up smoking. Why can't I? I've been given the freedom of choice. Wow. I remember it's a wow moment. I remember when I realized, wow, I have the freedom to choose. I can give up tobacco. I can experience the craving of it. Go take a cold shower. Challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, life will challenge you. Things are going to happen. Loved ones are going to cross over into the spirit realm. Challenging things will happen, but we don't have to go to the level of despair. Yes, tears may come, waves of emotion may come. Let's go up the levels. From feasible, satisfactory, hopeful, harmonious. Wow, harmonious. Finding harmony with yourself, finding harmony with the shortcomings. When I started this accountability vlog, I shared with you that I can be quite vain. I found harmony with that now. I shared with you that I check out pornography sometimes and I pleasure myself, and I'm doing it because I don't have a partner. And there's a lot of shame around pleasuring ourselves and the whole thousands of years of religious dogma that has instilled shame and guilt around a natural thing of giving yourself pleasure. So learning to heal the beliefs that we picked up from social conditioning and letting it go and owning it, owning the shadow side. You can't change what you don't own. You have to own it. I remember listening to a radio show, and it was this guy, and he was really self-conscious about going to New York. And he was like, people are just going to think I'm a wanker from New Jersey. And then he thought to himself, but Brian, you are a wanker from New Jersey. And he just became light-hearted. He accepted himself. You see, when you accept and you own it, no one can touch you. When you try and push away your shadow side, when someone calls it out, the fear is going to show up in your body and you're going to feel like you're being attacked. But you see, the personality construct, the behavior, isn't who we are. We're changing moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, and it's going to go on to infinity when we cross over and incarnate into a new person. We'll be totally different, so we're always changing. So let's carry on. From harmonious, finding harmony, I was going to touch on something else, but we'll leave that for another video. Benign, complete, perfect. That's quite provocative. I won't expand on that. And isness, it is what it is. Light and dark, it's part of existence. You know, the yin and yang symbol. The yin and yang symbol, the white dot in the black dot in the white, there's always the doorway that will lead you to the dark. It's a free will choice. There's always the doorway that will lead you to light. You see, the thing is, when you're in the darkness, the negative ego makes you believe that there is no doorway to the light. And that's where pessimism and cynicism arises from. There's a Will Smith video on YouTube where Will Smith says, why be realistic? Why be realistic? Before we could fly, the cynics would say, so what? You're just going to bend metal and fly it over the Atlantic Ocean? You're damn right, that's what we're going to do. Infinite possible realities. Anything is possible. Technology is going to continue to evolve. 500 years from now, they're laughing at the technology we have now. iPhone is nothing special for them. Time is running out, 15 seconds. I'll leave it there, guys. Hope you got something from this. Get clear on what you want, write it down, take action on it. I'll catch you on round 4. Peace.